when you look at the size of how big money is, it's like the ocean. And your crypto guys are standing there peeing it. Now you're pissing everybody off, which is the thing. And crypto is the future. But in the meantime, you're just peeing in the ocean. And the ocean of money is massive. Macro is huge. And it's as fake as they come. So the reason I support Bitcoin is because it's real. And the reason I don't like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and all that is it's fake. And the dollar is fake. But, I heard that the cryptos took a dive from 60,000 down to, I'll just say, I'm just waiting to get 27. And I'm going to back up the truck again. And they go, they don't know what to say. And said, well, why would you keep investing in it? I said, because you guys are the future. But in the meantime, you're just peeing in the ocean. I'll give a quick history. This is the 50th anniversary of the fake dollar. So in 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. And that's when I became a gold bug. I said, well, at least gold is more real than the dollar. The same as I've been in silver since 64. So when I saw Bitcoin come along, I didn't understand it. And by the time I hit 20,000, I was getting excited. But being an old guy, I always know it retraces. So I just waited for to retrace. It retraced to 7. I think it go down to 3 or something. But, by the time I awoke, it was at 7. And then I said, hit 9. I said, I better back up the truck now. Because why would you chase something on the way up? You want it to come back, retrace, and then go back into it. I'm very, very bullish on Bitcoin, the whole crypto world. But in the meantime, the problem, most people are going to get screwed. As you know, Anthony, all they want to do is get rich quick.
Of course.
They don't want to study this stuff. And that's why they'll be the biggest losers around.
And I think to your point, people see this high degree of volatility and it scares the hell out of them. But one of the beauties of Bitcoin being this decentralized digital open system is that you can actually go look on the blockchain and you can see exactly who's buying and who's selling, right? It's an open, transparent ledger. And so when you go and you look at those on-chain metrics or on the blockchain, what you find is that entire drop from 60 down to 30, it was all new investors, new people in the market, right? And you can tell that by how long have they been holding on to the Bitcoin that they were selling. And so when you see that all the new people are selling, it asks yourself, well, who's buying it? It's all the people who've been around for a really long time, right? They're saying, hey, if you just got here and all of a sudden a little bit of volatility spooks you, I'll surely buy up your Bitcoin at a lower price, right? And so what you have is you just have weak hands selling to strong hands, or kind of new people selling to old people. And so the people who've been around a long time, this is nothing new to them. Well, they can't believe it crashed to $30,000. The fact Bitcoin crashes to 30,000 is music to their ears.
Well, that's why I'm a little upset, because it didn't hit my strike price at 27. I was just sitting there waiting. I said, come on, go lower. And all the guys who are hoping it goes higher are bailing out, I thought it was pretty funny personally.
Of course.
It's called a market. Things go up and things come down. I mean, that's a market. Bulls and bears, right? That's all it is. I own Bitcoin. I'm never selling. I own real estate. I never sell. I own businesses. I never sell, because if you sell, you have a tax consequence.
Of
Do you know what I mean?
course.
That's macro financial education. So, and so the people that got hammered are exactly as you said. They were the FOMO, fear of missing out. They jump in, thing goes up, and we get rich.
Yeah, and here's the crazy part, right? Is that if you have short-term kind of thought process, if you're trying to optimize for quote unquote getting rich quick, if you aren't intelligent about risk management, all that stuff, then you become a panic seller when the price drops. And that's exactly what we just saw, right? Was people who were using leverage, they were trying to get rich quick, whatever. When price drops aggressively, they become the panic sellers. And the difference between this market and the traditional stock market is there's no circuit breakers. There is no hours of operations. There's no Friday at 4 p.m. Everyone goes home and we'll come back to play the game on Monday, right? It's 24/7, 365. There's no plunge protection team, right? That's going to step in and buy, kind of the market. And so what you get is you get high degrees of volatility. But I always joke, The people who are yelling and screaming about the volatility, right, usually the anti-Bitcoin crowd, they never seem to bring up the volatility on days like today when Bitcoin's up 16% in the last 24 hours.
That's
They
bad
only
news
bring
to
up
me. That's bad news.
they only bring up volatility when the price goes down, right? But we have to remember volatility works both ways. It works on the way up and it works on the way down. Volatility is only bad when it goes against you. So if you're short and the price goes up, that's bad news. If you're long and the price goes down, that's bad news. But I think that ultimately what we're seeing is that Bitcoiners, especially the ones who have really spent the time learning about this, they want the price to go down, right? So they can buy more of it. Everyone always talks about there's some new technology, there's some new coin, there's some new thing that is more innovative, is faster, is cheaper, is whatever. And they want to have a technological argument. But what you just described is Bitcoin's core value proposition. It is decentralized. It's outside the system and nobody controls it. Nobody can create more of it. And that is the number one value proposition that I think people are seeking right now, is they are watching central banks around the world print trillions of dollars. They're watching authoritarian regimes around the world become more and more overreaching, increase financial surveillance, and kind of just do bad things. And what they're looking for is they're looking for an asset that isn't even so much about, quote unquote, getting rich. It's actually about protecting the wealth that you already have. It's how do I prevent my wealth from being degraded away by central banks printing all that money, or from authoritarian regimes trying to actually confiscate it from you. And
Correct.
Bitcoin is the ultimate solution.
Correct. But most importantly, if you have a friend, family member, or business associate who's an idiot, have them listen to this program and discuss it. Because especially if they're turned off about Bitcoin, I'm not saying buy Bitcoin, we're just saying get educated on it. So Anthony, what advice would you have for the FNG, the FNU guy or girl coming into the crypto market? What advice do you have? That's Marine Corps talk, You don't want to be the FNG for too long.
I think the big things here are, again, timeless principles, right? One is you got to make sure that you get educated. So you want to make sure that you understand what you're buying.
I mean, how do you get educated?
I think there's two different approaches, right? And you should do both of them at the same time. One is there's some great resources out there. You always should start with the Bitcoin white paper. It's 9 pages. Sit down. It's a little technical, but it'll at least give you an understanding kind of the original vision for this. The second thing is there's a ton of written resources, videos on YouTube, on podcasts, things like that. But really, it's just find the people who have acquired large audiences in the space. And the reason why they've acquired large audiences for the most part are people find their content kind of signal in all of the noise, right? And so I could sit here and I could list 30, 40 different people, but if you just get on like a Twitter and you kind of search around, you'll find those folks. If you go on YouTube, you'll find those folks.
Who do you
but
recommend?
I think that,
who do you personally, because I listen to you, other people listen to me. Who do you listen to? Who do you think is credible out there?
Yeah, I mean, literally, there's so many people that I can't name them all. But I think obviously Michael Saylor has done a great job. He's the CEO of MicroStrategy. Top of mind right now with all the China stuff is Nick Carter, who's got a VC fund and also is one of the co-founders of Coinmetrics. He's done a great job. I think Robert Breedlove, who you've had on before, he does a fantastic job. There's a woman, Meltem Demirs, who does a great job as well. There's a gentleman named Isaiah Jackson, who wrote a book called Bitcoin in Black America, who I think does a great job. And so you can just kind of go down the line, right? Person after person after person. There's a gentleman, Jason Williams, who wrote a book about Bitcoin. And what you find is, with all these people, they all come at it from different experiences, right? They have all had different kind of life journeys to Bitcoin. And so when you put them together kind of in totality, what you get is an incredible understanding of Bitcoin.